Okay, welcome back to the second part of the Scruffti shapes challenge for our lamp project in fourth year. So I've got my shapes here. I then get I've just got a piece of plain paper. If you've got tracing paper, you could use that. Or I think this paper in your actual sketchbooks is going to be too thick for to be able to see through it. But if it's not, then you could do that. And you're basically keeping the page one way up, obviously thinking about how you're going to do it. You're going to go over around the shapes that you've just drawn. Obviously, this is just a rough bit at the moment, and you're going to make them into a 3D shape. So, trying to do it in isometric. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just the start of your idea. Okay, so that's one. You could get another one. You don't have to choose all of your designs. Okay, quite like this one. I might turn that one this way up, so it doesn't have to always be the same way up. There we go. Let's go for one of these. The shapes can also overlap, don't worry about that. Sometimes it can look quite good if they overlap. And you're starting to think how these shapes could look like, how does this work? Start to look like products. And in this situation, this challenge that we're doing, we're getting them to look like we're wanting to create a lamp. So that's something to think about. You could let's do one more. Can you still see that? Yes, perfect. Let's do another one. How do I want to do this? Let's go for this kind of shape. Okay. It's quite a difficult shape. Excuse me. Put into 3D. I've challenged myself there. There we go. Again, it doesn't matter how they look. They're just scruff ideas at the moment. Okay, we'll go for one more. Excuse me. I quite like this shape here. There we go. Okay, super. So we've got our designs now. Now we need to do our black outline. Okay, so we're going to use the thick and thin spider kind of idea, where if the spider can walk over the object line and you can still see the spider, then it's a thin line, black line, and if it goes around the back of the shape and you can't see it, it's a thick line. So in this situation, all of the lines on the outside are should be thick lines, and it just allows the product to like lift off the page a bit. And in this situation here, obviously one product's going over the top of the other one, so I'm going to leave that line. If you've got a thicker black pen, you could use that, but not too thick. You don't want it too thick, like a felt tip. That's probably too thick. Okay, and then the inside lines can just be one line. I'm just pressing a little bit lighter, so these lines should be a little bit thinner. There we go. Let's do a few more. And whilst you're doing this, you can think about how you want your products to start to look, how they will turn in from interesting shapes into products. Typical, you start a video and then you get a little cough. Okay, so my thick black outlines are done. Now onto the slightly thinner ones. Okay, and again, it's just rough at the moment. We'll just do this one here so it looks good. Try not to smudge whilst you're doing it, like I just did. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you go away from the pencil lines, obviously, because you can just rub the pencil lines out afterwards. Okay, so there we have our shapes done. We can start to kind of think about, we don't have to black outline all of them. I've just done 3 out of my 6, and you can also do more shapes if you want. It's completely up to you. But yeah, that's the kind of the starting point of our creating products out of these random shapes. So yeah, that's the next stage.